Has someone ever said something to you that you found to be offensive? Whether it was them telling you their opinion about you, them calling you a name, or them giving you some feedback, our natural reaction is to defend. But what if there's another type of response that could get us exactly what we want? Let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Yvette and I'm a certified social and emotional intelligence coach. And on this channel, we talk all things emotional intelligence. And today we are talking about how to stop being defensive. Okay, so where I want to start is that defensiveness is equivalent to protection, right? Self-protection oftentimes. We defend ourselves because we want to protect ourselves, our good name, our integrity, our intentions. Okay, so I want to talk about this from the standpoint of a problem. So if you're here, it is because you want to stop being defensive. Being defensive can cause a lot of damage. It affects relationships, it affects your self-esteem, it affects your ability to receive genuine feedback. It affects your ability to be understood and for you to understand others. So it becomes what I like to call the problem, right? So imagine defensiveness as the problem. I have a solution that I think that will help you to be less defensive and really just improve your life overall. And it's emotional intelligence. Developing your emotional intelligence will help to combat the problem. So the problem, defensiveness. The solution, emotional intelligence. But why would you want to do that? First, let's talk about what emotional intelligence is. Emotional intelligence is one's ability to be aware of their own emotions and the emotions of others and to use that information to manage themselves and their relationships. Simple, right? Except it's not. The thing is, though, that you can develop it. Emotional intelligence is a skill. Now, the question becomes, why? Why would you want to do that? What do you stand to gain by developing your emotional intelligence? Well, first of all, you get to have a better relationship with yourself. That single-handedly is a gift. The ability to understand your inner world, to have language for how you feel, to be able to name your emotions, to be able to control yourself, the uncomfortable urges and sometimes inappropriate things that we do, being able to stop them before you allow them out into the world. Then when you go out into the world, you can be seen as an effective communicator, a person that leads with integrity, someone who gets results in life, someone who has meaningful, beneficial, mutually beneficial relationships, someone who just seems to be well put together. And that can be however you define it. Everybody's version of being emotionally intelligent looks a little bit different. But the point is that I want you to understand the value in developing the skill of emotional intelligence. And it just so happens that if you decide to develop your emotional intelligence, you have an opportunity to become less defensive. I have one approach for you as it relates to defensiveness. Defensiveness equals protection, and I think that's fair, right? Who doesn't want to protect themselves? But what if there's another way to respond? So the response approach that I have for you today is a word that you've likely heard before. It's curiosity. Okay, so I want to talk about, instead of defending yourself, being defensive, could we lead with curiosity? Remember, it's just a response. If you think about responding in a defensive way, you could also deny. That's another way that people respond when they feel offended by something, or they feel like they're being called out or being disrespected maybe. We likely defend. Sometimes we deny. No, that's not true. Sometimes we deflect. No, it's really about this. You think that it's this, but it's really this. Other times we may withdraw. So there are lots of different ways to respond. But what if you were never taught to respond with curiosity? I know you're probably like, okay, this sounds really warm and fuzzy, but hear me out. What if you were never taught to respond with curiosity? So what that means is the next time someone tries to say something to you that they know might get under your skin, might trigger you, instead of defending yourself, telling them why what they said is not true, you ask a question. You ask a question like, can you tell me more about that? Or you might say, can you give me an example of a time when I showed up like that? Or you could say, when I have shown up like that, how has it affected you? So any of those questions are going to do so many wonderful things. The first thing it's going to do is lower the emotional temperature. So that means that it's going to disarm the other person. And then you may be able to have a rational conversation. The second thing that it's going to do, it's going to show that you're open, that you're unbothered is probably the best way to say it, that you're unbothered by what this person is saying. And it gives you an opportunity to show up as your best self. If this is a genuine person, it could be an opportunity for you all to strengthen your relationship, have an opportunity to enrich the relationship by hearing their experience of you. It may be an opportunity for you to correct something, improve something, elevate something about yourself, but you won't ever get that gift of feedback if you are defending yourself. So I gave you a couple of examples of how to do it. So you're going to ask a question, and you're going to ask a question in a way that is genuine and that is sincere. And so what I mean by that is you can ask a question in a very snarky way. I'm sure you know how to do that, right? So I think the example that I gave earlier was, can you tell me about a time when I showed up like that? So then let me show you what it might sound like if it was snarky. Can you give me an example of a time where I showed up like that? Okay, so do you think that the other person is going to feel like you're genuinely curious, or do you think that they're going to feel like you're antagonizing them? Probably the latter. So you want to watch your tone, okay? I don't know if you all know this, but facial expression is actually the way that we communicate most of any message that we have. It's about half of our message is communicated by what's on our face. And then the rest of it comes from our tone, and our actual words is only about 7% of what we communicate. Only about 7%. And so I think it's 55 facial expression, 38% tone, and 7% your actual word choice. And so when you ask the question, remember your facial expression. What is your face telling the other person? And then your tone. Your tone. Your tone. You see how I said the same thing 3 times, but it can sound a little bit differently depending on your tone. So the next time you are in a situation where you're feeling defensive, I invite you to ask a question, to lean in, which is what we do when we're getting curious, and to see if you might get a better result. This skill is called emotional intelligence. And on this channel, we talk all things emotional intelligence. Also on this channel, we always have a challenge. So in the next 3 days, I would love to invite you to use the skill of curiosity. Hone the skill of curiosity by actually trying it. The next time you're in conversation with someone and it seems like you're getting a little riled up about something, try to lead with a question. Don't forget your facial expression and your tone of voice. In the next 3 days, look for a conversation where you can do this. If you found this video to be helpful, I would love for you to like it, subscribe, share, comment, do all the things. And remember, you do not have to let life happen to you. You can happen to life. Until next time, take care.